You're listening to PDR Tool Talk, all about PDR stories, tools, and techniques.
For the thousands in attendance, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Three, two, one. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Mike Toledo, along with Vince D'Alessandro, Daniel Grom. Unfortunately, what is it? John Hiley. Yeah, that's the other guy.
Who?
John Hiley. Yeah, he's not going to be here tonight. He's playing MIA, so I don't know where in the heck he is. He's probably resting. I know he had to train somebody, and he was kind of been pretty busy. So what's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
Hey, Mikey. Hey, Daniel.
Hello, Vince. Hello, Mike. You guys are looking awfully handsome.
Oh, yeah.
Only because it's freaking 40
we're going to bring
degrees
you a
here.
great show tonight, and started off with talking about some of the tools that we brought back from MTE, kind of continuing on with what we had talked about last podcast, and some of the things in the future. And one of the questions I asked the guys was, what's your biggest money-making tool in your inventory? Mike, Vince?
You asking me that right now?
I'm asking you right now, right off the bat, man, or getting right into it.
Are you talking a tool that's tangible that we could touch or something?
No. Any what makes you the most money? Because I'm going to tell you mine.
Sure. I'm going to say the Craftsman hammer for me. That hasn't been mentioned in a long time, so I figured.
No, you've been silent about the Craftsman hammer. You didn't retire that, did you?
Not at all. No. Although I had Steve Hoff from Ultra Tools down at my shop last week, and he said, "Holy cow, man, that thing is ancient." And then he reminds me, you could change out the tips on that, and you could get new ones and put them on there. It's my precious. I cannot change it because it's not even red anymore.
Well, brings up a good question. Do you like sand the tip and make it new again?
No,
is it like worn down or
no? That's patina. I use it on the outside of knockdown crowns, and I'll use it on the inside of a bed.
Well, it's got to get chewed up.
No, it doesn't. Well, it's a little bit chewed up, but it does have a nice like black patina across it, and it used to be red, and now it's like white and pink.
So you don't sand it? You don't put any tape on it? You don't nothing?
Nothing ever. Nothing.
Just good old patina. Okay.
Vince swears up and down with his Craftsman hammer.
Well, there's been quite a few posts lately about the Craftsman hammer. People have been posting a lot of stuff.
Well, you know who Shane was working with me today, and he's like, "You got a Craftsman hammer?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got this one right here." No, that's not it. The small one. And I was like, "Oh, you and Vince, man. So you and Vince."
Right?
I have all these hammers. I have tons of great hammers, dude. Paddles, custom hammers, all this. They go for the crappy Craftsman hammer, like the tiny one, dude. The one that you have to be dead on spot perfect to whack the friggin' top of the tap down with, dude.
Well, maybe that's the thing. We're dead on spot perfect with our knockdowns and with crowns.
I don't got patience to do that, dude. Just give me something big, whack it. So
right. Well, we'll come back to hammers later because I got a hammer to talk about later on,
Mike,
in the show.
Come on, tease Daniel a little bit. What's your number one money making tool in your arsenal?
I have to think about it, man. Honestly, I can't make a quick decision like that. Now, what I already know what Daniel's going to say, but that's a different type of tool, dude. Okay, so that's a different.
But it makes
tool.
me the most money.
No, but yeah, okay. Well, a tool that you apply a dent with.
Okay, well, that's different.
Okay,
that's different.
That's what we're talking about. That's what I would talk about. However, I am not discrediting who you're going to talk about because I'm right there with you. I love to give them some love. So who's that we're talking about?
Mobile Tech RX.
Dang it straight.
So here's the reason I wanted to bring this up is because I made the conversion January 1st to be 100% using Mobile Tech RX software. And there were some things that held me back from going 100%, be honest with you. And it's really set up for hail guys, and it's set up for route guys. And being in a retail situation, it's not my ideal perfect. But I went ahead and did it, but it was the best decision I've ever done. And the number one reason is, okay, you guys out there, I had one of my my good friends, Bill Timmel, stop by today. He used to be a dent wizard, old time dent wizard guy, has been working the Avenue for years, and he hasn't really changed much about how he does his business. He's still doing the same thing. He's now Dent Magic. He left Dent Wizard years ago, and he came in and he was telling me all his blue stories about how he's not able to make money on the Avenue, how other guys are undercutting him, that he just got a call from one of his dealerships and saying that, hey, we don't need you until July 1st. And he's like, I don't know what that means. I go, I don't know what that means either. But he's struggling to make money at these dealerships. And I told him, hey, you need to get Mobile Tech RX and start getting paid on the R&I times. And that's what I'm trying to drive to. Yeah. Is you guys out there that want to raise their prices, you don't know how to raise your prices, it's R&I, because they don't know how to argue with that. They're not going to argue with that.
They're
Would
not.
You agree, Mike?
100%.
Vince?
100%.
Yeah. No.
I think we caught Vince off guard. He's chomping away on Kentucky Fried Chicken or something.
No, Steve Hoff was just calling me on the other line, so he still has.
I'll tell you why. Yes, I agree. I just told somebody that too as well. I said, look, R&I times, the customers don't. They accept it. It's the norm, because at a body shop, they're gonna get charged to nickel and dime. You know, not that it's nickel and dime, but that's what they're supposed to do, is charge you for removing and installing everything they do. Taking a screw out you're going to get charged. So it is the norm.
And it's an easy upgrade for you to get paid on. And if you're not charging for it, get on this. It'll pay for itself.
Well, here's the deal. This is why I said yes and no, because yes, R&I now charge at all my body shops, and they don't even blink an eye. They're like, oh, well,
they don't care.
They don't care at all, because a lot of the times, if it's something that's going on the bill that's going to the insurance, the insurance isn't going to balk at the fact that we had to R&I something. So that's an instant moneymaker. But on the flip side of that, you're not going to be able to charge R&I at a dealership on a used car lot. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way, in my opinion. Daniel, I think you mentioned that. I don't see that flying over by the used car manager at all.
Well, thanks for the dent guys that are consistently living in the Stone Age and understand and going lower and lower every year, so they can keep the account, because they're feared that it's not going to be there. We can go on, but Mobile Tech RX.
Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
No, I'm saying the Mobile Tech RX, man, I'm just saying, it just gives you a whole different, that's why you don't want them. Don't get me into that, but I love Mobile Tech RX too, honestly. You know what's great about it? Shane Roses, hold on a second. Shane Roses today was actually talking about how he just signed up for it at Mobile Tech Expo. And he told me today he absolutely loves it. He emails customers. He looks more professional when he comes to the home. Has them fill it out at the end of the month. He has his little statement stuff, whatever. It's completely organized. Come on, my wife, she needs to get on board with this.
And she totally needs to get on board with it.
I do it at the shop. No, go ahead, Vince. What?
I've been running it for a year now. I started January 2017. Actually, I started before that, but we totally 100% rolled it out at the shop between myself and my other technician. And he does paint and wheels, which Mobile Tech RX has it on there. But besides that, it's made me tons more money on, especially in the paint department, because we do charge for R&I now. Now, I have guys in the body shop business. I'm writing estimates in Mobitech RX, charging for R&I, charging for parts, charging for labor and paint and stuff like that. And then I'll go to my buddy that owns a body shop and I'll say, hey, dude, write me up this car if you were to repair this. And it's so damn close. It's so damn close that it's pennies. And,
wow.
It's dollars, not really pennies, but it's dollars. And it's gotten me so much more money for stuff that we never charged for. Oh, $325 for a bumper blend. Well, we got to take off the bumper. We never charged for that. We would just charge $325. So now we're getting to take off the taillight, take off the bumper, stuff like that. And it's the same thing with PDR. When I have to take off a taillight to work on the rear quarter panel, or if I have to take off a belt molding or a door handle or an interior trim, all the times are there. And are they 100% accurate with Mitchell? No, but you're getting more money for stuff that you never charged for before.
Yeah. I agree. So hats off to those guys, and just giving you guys a heads up too. If anybody, just give you real quick that my wife, she likes to do it old school. I still do it Mobitech RX at the shop. It just looks, it's way easier to sell. Like Daniel's saying, R&I times, it's a breakdown, and it gives it in front of the customer, and it's like, it's the menu. Here's my menu. Here's my cost. You're not going to argue with the menu.
But here's my situation right now. This is February, which usually is the worst month of the year for me, right?
28 days.
It's a short month. I'm booked out 3 weeks. I've never been booked out 3 weeks before in February. Never. And I'm booked out 3 weeks. Now, given we've had exceptional weather here where I'm at, it's been super warm up until today. But
everyone's getting their insurance checks from their burned out houses and stuff.
Yeah, actually that might have something to do with it too, because it's money's flown in our city.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a micro economic situation. But when people see me scan the VIN and it pulls up all the info, people go, oh wow, that's cool. And you see their eyes like get big, and you're like, yeah, it is cool. I'm
Be prepared.
Right?
Be prepared, Daniel, because you're going to have people say, you're not going to report that to Carfax, are you? That doesn't go to Carfax, does it?
I haven't had a single person say that.
They will. So have your
But
mind.
yeah, Carfax who? But the other thing is, when I hand them the estimate, they're booking right away, and they're not arguing about the price. I don't sit there and quavel over the price anymore. They see that printout and they take it for Bible.
That's so important. That's so important.
Yeah.
So hats off to Mobitech RX again. They're doing a fantastic job. I mean, they're just
now. Have you guys
better.
tried the parts thing yet?
Yes.
And
I use the parts thing, but to be honest with you, I like getting from my local dealers because it's usually something that I need to get right away.
Yeah.
And
that's the only bad thing.
But it's not terribly bad, because now, before, when you're calling a parts department, you have to tell them, oh, the year, make, and model, the VIN number, last date of the VIN, and you're
right
on this panel. Now I just call up and I already have the part number.
Yeah.
So I shoot off the part number because it's right there on Mobitech RX, and then boom. Now, one thing that is fantastic about Mobitech RX, because I don't necessarily post a lot of things that, the little quirky things that are going on there. But I talked to John directly, and I talked to Eric directly, and their tech support is fantastic. Micah is one of the head guys over there. And every time I've gotten on tech support with Micah, he kills it. I mean, he's so attentive to me. He calls me after hours because, we're on the West Coast. We're hours behind him. And he's like, oh, hold on, I need to put my baby down, and I'll call you back right after that. It's like, dude, just wait till tomorrow. No, you got to solve it. Mike is a rock star over there. So make sure you ask for him.
Cool. All right. So, all right,
let's
next segment.
That ended up being a log segment, but
it's a worth it segment.
Worth it. They're worth it.
They are. And you know what? The hail season is right around the corner. So get it now, get familiar with it, and get familiar with writing up estimates because if you're going to learn it while you're doing.
You honestly think there's a hail guy out there not using it? They're an idiot.
No,
if they are.
There's other programs.
Well, let's put it in a nicer way. You don't go to battle without weapons, okay? And this is your ultimate weapon.
This is a nuclear weapon.
Yeah. So, all right. So we're talking about. I don't know where you guys. I didn't.
You weren't on the last show, so we want to hear what tools you liked or got.
Yeah, man. Sorry. You've been running over me all night, man. Okay.
Now he forgot what he was going
to talk about. Freaking, he's notorious, man. He always takes like my ideas right out of my head, like zaps them, dude. Like, wow. Sorry. You're good. You're good, Daniel. I love you, dude. So anyways, here we go. So why don't you fill me in before I look like an idiot, dude? What did you guys talk about last time? Because everyone thinks, well, did you listen to your own podcast? No, I don't listen to my own podcast or podcast. Once I cut it,
we don't
I don't
like
listen.
Hearing ourselves.
No. So what was it about?
We talked about the VIP.
Kind
of went over that.
That's it. Oh boy, that was exciting.
We talked about Batvac a little bit. We talked about VIP. We talked about the tabs. The root beer glue. I do have to tell you,
and tabs and the tequila tabs and the
Robo
tabs.
So many.
Now, I do just a little bit of a follow up, guys. It's been cold here in California this week, and root beer glue does not like 50-degree weather. So it for those of you that have it, it is a moderate to hot glue. So keep that in mind, because it's been 50 and it's not working too well unless you're snapping right away.
Unless you're in a nice shop that's environmentally friendly and weatherproof.
But the wind was howling today, man. It was cold in my shop.
I know. Yeah, well, same here. Okay, so that was it. You were just talking about some of that stuff. What?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess this is a follow-up. Like, we've had a little bit of chance to use some tools. I know you have, Daniel. And Vince. Exactly. Vince, yep. You've used some stuff, right?
Yep.
Vince, what do you think about the box now, dude? Like, you've been posting videos and all this stuff. You still feel the same about it?
I do still feel the same. There's a big learning curve with the aluminum panels, though. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if it just doesn't work the way that I expected it to work. But I'm struggling with the aluminum panels, and I can't. I think the aluminum hot box actually works better than the power box so far. Oh. So I haven't really done any videos on it because I haven't seen it work effectively just yet.
Have you done do you have an aluminum hot box?
I don't. And Steve was supposed to bring it, but he forgot it. But I've seen it. I've used it.
Yeah.
And the aluminum hot box is phenomenal.
Yeah, it works good.
I'm honestly more of a skeptical still about the hot box. I really am. I've had all of them. So, and I had the Chinese one, the real one. Just not happy with it. I mean, I'm not happy with it. So that's just my opinion. Okay. I feel like I can push and glue pull quicker than I can use that thing, dude. So no, that's just my take.
There's tricks, and you're going to learn them this weekend when we're down at Ultra doing.
That's what I was just going to say. So I'm open to it. I'm
not full on hotbox, but I use it on a daily basis now, dude. And I have the dent box, and it's you have to use it with other tools though. It's a transitional thing. So if you glue pull this, you snap out a dent and it's high, and you have a peak. Well, you use the hot box and you go around the perimeter, and now you have a slow rolling hill, and then you knock it down. But you have to knock it down right away. You don't want this thing to cool off.
Yeah. Well, here's my take too. Since we're talking about that, and then we're talking about Steve's, what's he call it anyways? Shoot, what is that? What's the name of his event?
Advanced training.
Okay. At Ultra. We're going to talk about this next Monday. We're going to follow up on it. Okay. And we're going to talk about I'm going to talk about my thoughts if I still have the same feelings about the hot box, and obviously I always forget the name of this
That'll
thing.
be a good show.
What's the
Power PDR box.
The Power PDR box. Okay, so that goes Vince's something.
It's not mine.
Okay.
It's not.
So we're gonna do a follow up. Okay, we're gonna.
You're gonna get the inside skinny of what we really think.
Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna give you my truth. Okay, so and Dwayne's gonna be there, who did the show at Mobile Tech Mobile Tech Expo. So we'll follow up on that. So, okay, so let me go into something. I've actually been using a tool. I didn't buy it at Mobile Tech Expo, but he was there. He was selling it, and he was doing really great. You guys know him, great guy. And I've been using it all weekend. Okay, because I had to do a roof and I had to do side rails. I've been using the Carbon Tech hail rod with the new attachments like you had, Daniel, like the quick release.
Way better, huh?
Absolutely. And the counterweight. Did you have the counterweight?
Yeah.
No.
Oh my God, dude. It makes it so much easier. It's like a balance pole. And it's just on the Tacomas.
Explain what it does. The counterweight.
It just helps give better like balance when you push. You're not really struggling to push it. It's just kind of help teetering the weight.
You make it extra long and then put the counterweight
yes.
on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then
makes sense.
But if you know those dang stupid Tundra trucks, okay?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Those trucks, when you take a dent out, they always have those waves in the quarter panels and the beds. Okay.
No, I fix them flawlessly every time.
Well, it's so much easier to take out the light and use that 7-foot hail rod with a sharp tip, like the pick from Ultra you put on there. It's just way easier. It's even better than taking the cap off the top and going from the top, because we think it looks good. You think it looks good from there, right? You're working it. You step back and you're like, damn, there's still a wave there. Almost every time. You don't get it out the first time. I don't. If you get it out the first time perfect every time, you're crazy, because there's always something you always have to cross check and go back and forth. What? Go ahead and tell me. What are you talking about? Oh yeah, Vince is like, yeah, I do.
Every time, man.
It is much easier with the hail rod.
So I think we should rename that. Instead of the hail rod, it should be called the bed killer.
The bed killer. You're right.
Bed.
Yeah. The Tacomas, the Chevy trucks. I'm not sure about the Fords,
especially the Chevy trucks. The previous model. Remember the previous model it didn't have the plastic caps on top.
My truck, right? I think it's my model, 2013, something like that.
Right, and then the top of that rail would get dented all the time, and I would pass on that thing every time one would roll into the shop. I'd roll my eyes and I hate those trucks. Now I'm like, money, ching ching.
I just think it's a sensational rod. I mean, today we used it with this guy came in, jumped on roof. He said a hurricane. It hit it like it was in a hurricane storm and it got all whacked. So we dropped the headliner, put that bad boy on, put his hail rod bar across. He has this special rubber grip tape that goes on top of the hail bar that goes across, that you use leverage. So your your Carbon Tech rod isn't going to get damaged or is not going to slip. So you're constantly getting perfect leverage. Plus it's got a double bend soft tip extension that clicks right in there. I mean, it's completely legit. It made my student was like, so easy. he was just blown away how much easier that was.
It makes you want to have all your tools in carbon. When you have zero flex and you see how much less effort it takes, it's like unbelievable.
I'm definitely a believer. I really like it. And then I got to use his collar that you can put on the Ultra. You can use Ultra's collar, but he's got an adapter that you can put on, so you can still slide your light back up and down the pole, because Ultra's his isn't set up like PDR Finesse where you can actually slide the bar back and forth. That's not me. You guys,
it's not me.
So, anyways, it that's top notch. And I did a video with them, and I learned a lot off of it. And I happened to have a roof car today that we did, and it was just awesome. So, that's one of the great tools I've loved.
Yeah, staying on Carbon Tech, his Never Loose is freaking awesome.
I mean, it is.
It reminds me a lot of the Bat Vac, where it's like, where have you been all my life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it lights should have been invented with this years ago. You know what I mean? It's like it's a no-brainer. It's like you put it on, and that's why I haven't even done any videos or anything on it, is because it's like it just seems second nature. It's like
so natural.
It's so natural of an adapter for your light that it just makes sense. It makes total sense.
Yep. Well, so
All right.
Daniel,
So I want to bring up a
Speaking the mic.
it's two tools that I got at Mobile Tech RX and
Mobile Tech Expo.
Sorry. So the Dentman Tools hammer, and this guy makes a hammer. It's a carbon fiber hammer, and it's got all your. It comes in whatever sports team you like. They have a handle for it. So I got, of course, the 49ers. I know, but I wanted a Raiders, but they had 49ers. So
you liar. There was a Raiders right there. You didn't pick it.
Yeah, there was a Raiders.
49ers finally got a quarterback that can maybe take the team there. Anyway, I've been a 49er fan since I was a little boy. All right. But their hammer is fantastic. I really like this thing. And what's nice is because the handle is so long, you can choke up on it and make it a short hammer or take it long. Now, it doesn't have the ball that I usually like at the end of the hammer, but it has this flat edge. And then I married it with this new hammer. Well, it's an old hammerhead, but Kiko had these rubber covers that go over the hammerhead. And
Can you remove it? Can you remove that rubber?
It comes right off.
Oh,
comes
so
right
it's
off.
Really like a rubber.
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go.
Not that I know what a rubber is.
Right. And they have it in a rectangle one for their other hammer. And is that hammer, that rectangle one, is that sold through Kiko, or is that
I think Jonathan and Kiko. So, but Kiko has a new version now too. It's a plastic version. So, yeah.
But that rubber cover, man, I'm blending out high spots with this thing, and it doesn't leave any marks. It blends it out really, really nice.
What is that going to fit on? Would that fit on any type of flat?
No, it's their proprietary head.
Okay.
But
so that's not going to fit on like a Drew's Flatty.
No, unfortunately. And I'll be honest with you, I emailed Drew and I said, hey, you need to make a rubber cover for yours.
You need to copy a tool.
Well, I don't think a rubber cover actually dictates a copy, but anyway.
That's cool.
You need to make a Jimmy for your tools.
A Jimmy.
Yeah.
But yeah, check out. I think you can go to Kiko and probably buy them and buy the hammerheads. I mean, it's worth buying.
So Daniel, you have you got a problem, dude. Like a serious problem.
Yes,
dude.
I do.
And
yes, I admit it. I go to meetings.
How many damn blading hammers you got, dude? And out of those blading hammers, how many do you really use, dude? On a daily basis.
I use 4 in total.
What are those?
Okay, so it's the Shane Jacks is my main hammer.
Yeah.
That I've modified, of course.
Uh-huh.
And I put a ball on it. I
took
cut the handle
took
shorter.
It to the bench grinder.
And then bench grind it. And then I have the Drew's 2 Flatty with the R96 from Dentcraft as the the other tip that I put on it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my main hammer. Then this would be my second hammer now, my Dentman Tools hammer with the Kiko rubber tip covered blender on there.
Okay.
And then Dent Technologies has it's a hammerhead. It was just in the last Black
Mafia.
The Mafia box hammer that just came in the last one. And what's good about it is it's got a low profile, and I like it as an extension. I hit on that hammer. I don't use it as a hammer. I use it as an extension knockdown is how I use that one. And then I have another Dent Technology hammer that I have set up. It's kind of the same thing, kind of an extension hammer. So those are my 4.
Cool.
That's a lot of hammers.
Yep.
Yeah, 4
no Craftsman,
out of 4
no
out of like
Craftsman. I need to go to the
75.
Craftsman store. I'm going to get a Craftsman hammer just for you, Vince.
The small one, don't go with the big one.
Of course.
So Vince, what have you been using lately? Like you love, like
what tools did
anything.
you get at MTE that you love?
Well,
I'd like to ask you a question. Like when I saw you have that you took. How's the bat vac tray?
we talked about that a week ago.
Well, how do you like it though? I mean, do you still like it? Huh?
Yeah, I do like it. I do like it. I think it's going to be more useful though for hail techs. You know, you're going to have your tabs and your glue gun and things like that on it. And there's a whole bunch of holes on it that you could put some hand tools or knockdowns in it and other hammers. And I do like it. I mean, I got it at MTE and I've been using it quite often and I still haven't charged it. He's another one that has the kryptonite batteries going on. I do need to get on using it for some different applications that he told me about. Like you could actually use it for leverage. If you don't have, a strap, there's a strap that you could attach to it and it's strong enough that you could use it for leverage.
Yeah, if you get a frameless door.
Exactly. You have a frameless door, you use that. And
no kidding.
Yeah. I'm a little bit scared.
What about putting your heat gun on it?
Well, my heat gun, I've been using the Get a Grip heat gun holder.
I was going to tell you, dude. That's another one of my favorites right there.
I mean, right there, man. It's
so precise. I mean, it just goes exactly where you want it to go.
I had to go steal it back from my painter. He was freaking using it today to heat up a bumper.
Hey,
where's my heat gun holder? Yeah,
I know my tech. Matt came over. He goes, Mike, I want you to have this, and I want you to try it. And I said, give it to my tech, man. He's brutal, man. Let him freaking, try it out and see what he thinks. So he takes it, but he forgets it. So I'm using it for the next couple days. I'm like, man, this thing is bad effing ass, man. Like really good.
Yeah.
And so I go, man, I'm going to shoot a video on this, but Matt comes over, we shoot a video, and then John comes back. He comes out of his way. He lives like 30 minutes away, and he comes back. He goes, Mike, I need my grip arm with that heat gun thing. I'm like, you really want it back, huh? He's like, yeah, I came all the way back. But Matt gave me a couple, but I'm telling you, I use it every day, man. And it's when you're like, because if the other one, you get lazy, right? You're like, man, I got to set this up. I got to put a heat gun up with the cord, It's falling over. Yeah, it's falling over.
So what you're talking about is the propane one.
Yeah, the whole setup, dude. The whole 9 yards. The propane with the new thing.
What they're talking about, guys, is they have a propane heat gun now that you can
with the arm
buy the canisters. Yeah, with an arm that holds it, but you can buy the canisters at any sports utility store
Walmart.
Or whatever.
Walmart.
Yeah. And you have constant heat on it.
I actually don't have that. I don't have that yet. I've been meaning to buy it from James Lee for like a year now, and I keep on forgetting to.
Which one? The heat, the propane thing?
The propane thing, yeah. The adapter for the top.
Dude, you will like kick yourself after you've been using it. You're like, why didn't I have this all the time? You can set up anywhere in seconds and get the perfect temperature you want. It's great.
Now, I'm a little bit leery of that because I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I was working on like a $2 million Ferrari about 3 years ago. And I was at the Ferrari restoration shop working on it. And it was in the middle of the summer. And you know, when you go into those shops that have those fans that are on the roof that suck all the hot air out?
Yeah.
Have you been in a shop like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
It's like super loud. So it's really loud. And you're like, okay. So I took my propane torch and I went to go heat up the panel, right? Well, that thing was going and it was like a tornado in there, and it actually grabbed when I went click to click it, it spit out a flame ball and landed on the door of the Ferrari.
No way.
Really?
Yeah. It did.
That's a freak accident, don't you think? I mean, is it just a weird thing or what?
It was totally freak, but just be prepared that you don't want to use a propane torch. Well, actually, with that adapter, it probably won't do it because it's not a flame coming out of it. It's just heat coming out of it. But man, I still have nightmares about it.
Well, listen, guys, you guys want to check it out? I actually did a video with Matt last week. It's on YouTube, man. It's a 20-minute video. I mean, it goes thoroughly into all the uses and how you could use it. So I think you'll like it.
So we talked about the bat vac, but you know, and the bat vac tray is awesome. It's great. It's top-notch quality and everything. And Get a Grip, I love that friggin' thing. And it's perfect for like the mobile guy. Ideally, I think it's perfect for a mobile guy. But like in the shop, that's where I used the dent box. I used the dent box to heat up a panel really quick. I just did it and done. It's hot.
Hot box, you mean?
The hot box, yeah, the dent box.
Yeah. Don't fall asleep on me, Daniel. Jeez, man. It's the first time I've seen you trying to fall asleep, man. They're yawning on us and over there.
Sorry.
So yeah. So these are just a few tools that we've been talking about and been trying intimately. And that's why we wanted to get back to all our listeners. And, you know, because we do try these out. We want to give you an honest opinion of what's going on. You know, last week, Daniel gave an honest opinion about the Wiley tools. He doesn't really like the tips himself, but I find them useful. John found them useful. Mike, do you use the Wiley tips at all?
I do. I love them. I think it works. It works great for hail. I mean, if you want to switch your tip out, bam, bam. I mean, you want to, you get working a big dent first, and then you switch it to a tip. You want to go maybe a midpoint. You thought you wanted a sharp tip. You don't have time to sit there and go, oh man, unscrew, screw back in. That's how you lose things too. It's like not having a quick release, magnetic tips or anything else. But we're getting there. Yeah. Real quick too, as my quick things I've been working with too is the root beer glue. I love it. I like it. I hear a little bit of, people are starting to get to know it. They think it's a little more gummier than normal, but there is a window.
I think Vince is right though. It's a warmer weather glue.
Yeah. I do too. But I like it. It works. So, my quick tip though is, man, if it's pulling off too fast, or if it's pulling off and not pulling, man, try cutting that time down. Especially if the panel is cold, you need to pull it right away because that glue is curing really fast. So,
yep, agreed.
I had a hard time this morning, man. This morning I had some glue pulling right away off the bat, and I ended up cycling through 3 different glues and my tabs, trying to figure out what was going to work, and I ended up landing on a Lock-A-Tab. My Lock-A-Tab was hooking up this morning in the cold weather, and pulling fast was that.
Can I ask you a question? Because you said you went through 3 different glues, and then the tab, was it just because the panel was finally starting to warm up that you're pushing on or pulling on, or you think it could have been that, or is it just the tab?
I had a heat gun on the panel to warm it up. I was trying to keep it up, but I don't know. It's hard.
It's tricky. You're right. It's tricky.
It is tricky. You've got the cold weather. You're trying to artificially warm things up, and it's not the perfect situation by any means.
No, my thing too is I try to be aware of the timing. If and I'll try to stick with the same glue because it's usually timing thing. And you know what pulls well consistently now. The tabs, Black Plague pulls well, like it pulls well. A couple root beers pull well, but generally I go with what I know pulls well, which is a Black Plague tab, and then I will just start for the 5-10 second rule, and then if it pulls off too soon, and I know it's cold, then I'll pull sooner, and then I'll just work going back again, going up the ladder.
And I'll be honest, I keep going back to the gangrene tabs over the ice tabs. The ice tabs pull a dent flatter. So if you have a shallow dent, the ice tabs work better. But if you have a deeper dent, I think the gangrene tabs, they kind of suck that center out better.
That's interesting. I mean, I still,
that's my opinion.
I think, have you had a lot of chance, or have you had any time to work with the square tabs at all of the Black Plague series?
No, I haven't.
Vince, you're muted. I couldn't hear you.
You're still muted.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. New computer. I'm playing around with it. Yeah, I got the square tabs.
What do you think?
They work just as good as the ice tabs.
And if you guys are wondering why square over round, it's more square footage,
more surface area. Yeah.
Listen, I don't care about that. I'll tell you the reason why I use it. I mean, I'll use the round tabs still over the square ones, but when I get close to an edge, I'm going to use those square ones all day long. So,
yeah.
Well, here's an example of what I used it on today. I had a tiny little 1-inch crease on a rear quarter panel of a BMW X5. And instead of going and grabbing other tabs, I actually grabbed a square tab and just made it like a crease tab and went right diagonal. I went edge to edge, corner to corner, and used it like a crease tab, and it worked. It worked great.
Yeah. Well, cool. I think we're gonna wrap it up, man. We gave a little bit of everything here, so it's just kind of a free for all.
Yeah,
it was good.
Let's go in. Should we go into some tech tips?
I just dropped some, so you go ahead.
Okay. So my tech tip is more of a summer tech tip, but sun's coming out. And if you're working outside and you're too lazy to grab your shade and you're using your knockdown, grab a little piece of cardboard, poke your knockdown through the cardboard, and use the cardboard as a shade when you're knocking down.
You are a cornball, dude.
You're a dork.
Actually, I'm honestly, I got that from Bill Timmel that stopped by today. He shared that with me, so I have to give all the credit to him.
Okay, it sounds like Bill needs to get around some other technicians.
It's called Get a Mobile Tech Shade or Get a Grip Shade umbrella. Right?
Trust me. You walk up on Bill's rig and his tools haven't changed in 20 years, man. He's still rolling.
There's guys that still do that, man. They're still old school Stone Age.
No, it's them Wizard guys. Them Wizard guys are like that, man. They're just like old school.
Yeah.
Just wait, Daniel, till this weekend. You see my toolbox and see me fix some dents with old tools.
Yeah, you need a tetanus shot to friggin' hold Vince's stuff, dude.
Much.
So anyways.
Oh, you know what? There's one other thing really quick about the hot boxes. If you guys have a hot box, one annoying thing is the short cord. And Brett Ringland makes a super long cord. I don't know how long it is. It stretches across my shop, which is great. But it's probably, I want to say maybe 15 feet long or 12 feet long.
Oh, I want that.
Oh, it's great. Oh, what a relief.
What do you mean?
I told him, well, because the hot box cord that it comes with is maybe 10 feet long. 8 to 10 feet.
Brett makes a cord for that. Longer.
It's probably like 23 feet or something like that. It's super long.
Yeah, and then you can leave it on your cart and just.
What made him think about doing that? I mean, that particular cord. Does he do electrical stuff or something? What's going on with that?
I don't know. Well, he makes the magnet tabs.
I still don't have any of those.
I think he likes just tinkering when he's off of work, and he loves our industry and loves making things better.
I'm just kind of just curious. I'm like, what made him want to make that?
Send us all along cord, please.
Hey, just for the record, I bought it. That's how much I like my hot box, my dent box.
How much was that?
I don't know, $35 maybe.
Oh, okay. That's no big deal.
So, all right.
I'll do that. All right, guys. That wraps up our show. Thanks for tuning in. Visit us on our Facebook page. Give us your feedback. Tell us what you guys want to hear, and share some love.
Right on. Talk to you guys later. Oh, come on, guys. You guys are slipping.
Level up your tools.
No, that's my line.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Damn you.
Go ahead, Daniel.
It's because Vince hasn't come up with his own line.
No.
Every week he's like, hey, what do you guys think about this?
I'll just shut up and say
Just shut up and say it. Wait. We got to go.
Level up your tools.
and join the revolution.